Yeah, I know. I'll probably not ever get those drivers. I wonder how many streams viewers of the Twitch/YouTube tune into here have people going like, "Huh, is there something going wrong with my computer? It's making a sound. Something go wrong, or is that Harmonia's end?" I haven't really been streaming a massive ton lately. The one thing that's kind of keeping me grounded to keep on streaming here is kind of becoming my weekly Last of Us streams here as I coincide with this show. So it is currently the 4th of May. Tis May 4th today. It is a Sunday, so that meant that another episode of The Last of Us went up. I just got done watching it, and I was like, all right, well, I have time to stream tonight, so I guess we're doing another Last of Us stream. And I do want to get like more on top of a lot of the other game stuff around here and get through things. But lately most of what I've been doing is just kind of my weekly Last of Us streams and not really much else because I've been busy with other things lately. It's that time of year. It is spring. Spring has sprung. So there's a lot of getting the gardens ready at my place, at my Oma's place, and getting things planted. So good to get all that stuff done early here. But it is, long days of just toiling away at this stuff that's, again, good to get done. And then I get home, and by the time I'm home, and I'm sitting here in my chair like, man, do I want to do a stream? I haven't streamed in a little while. There's games I want to get caught up on. I'm just so tired. I just go to bed, like, immediately. And I just have not had the energy. Like, I am, I'm still a decent bit physically exhausted, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing A-okay. And, I figured that after like being awake enough and after watching now episode 4 of The Last of Us season 2, oh, I guess that's not a solid window, that this is a pretty good time to get on doing this. Do it when it's fresh and stuff like that, because there's more stuff that I want to talk about the show. Damn it, there's no things here. So in episode 4, they make it to Seattle. And it's been a long time since I've been to Vancouver, so unlike season 1, I wouldn't exactly be able to point out any things I recognize or anything like that. I wonder what my health is at. Probably pretty low considering that one guy smacked me before I banished him to the Shadow Realm, ceasing to exist by closing the door on him. I could totally realistically climb up this and go up there. Well, I guess it depends on if there's things in those boxes and if stepping on them would just compact them. There's clearly an open window there. Wait, is that like an alternate way that you could get in here, gameplay-wise, when you're doing that level? Did you not necessarily have to go in through the door? Now I'm wondering if there was like multiple solutions to that last level, because I don't think I can go up there or anything, but it's clearly a thing there. Alright, we're returning to the coast to go meet Yara and Lev and help them out and stuff. So, do I still think that the show is better than the game in terms of story so far? I still think yes. I don't think it's as drastic of a difference now, like with episode 4, but I do still feel like generally it's a little better here. I still haven't shot this hunting pistol a single time. When I was playing through this casually, like a year and a half ago, something like that, I was using the hunting pistol like all the time. It does pack a lot of punch. But I don't know. Hold on, let's see here. So I did the stability and the scope here that I really wanted. Wait, I could put a scope on the... guess I got my crossbow since the last time that I was at a workbench. Hold on. That could be nice. Ooh, I am freaking 4 parts short. Ooh, I want that. That's probably not too important. More important than all my other weapons, because I'm going to be using this in stealth a bit more. If I need to quickly shoot one guy than the other. So, that could be better than useless, unlike some of these other things I feel like on Grounded. Who cares about these things here? Yeah, I'm going to hold off. In fact, maybe I can find 4 parts around here and give a scope to my thingamabob. Nothing there. Parts. Please. Oh my god, what the hell? Whoa! Oh my god! Oh, it's happening. Last of Us PC moment. That didn't take long into this stream. That's gotta be a new record for... I've only been streaming for about 5 minutes if you count me actually playing the game here before things broke. 9 minutes in total when you count my stream starting soon screen. That didn't take long. So hold on. What? I gotta find it again. Wait. Is it not gonna do it again? Hold on. Oh, I was right on it before. Maybe it's not gonna do it again. I'm trying to like micro adjust down. Kind of see where I got it. Even if I spam around, I don't really see a flash of it happening anymore. So I guess it's not happening anymore. What? There's really no parts or anything. And that sucks. Be right on the other side of this door before I have to actually progress. Nah, it doesn't look like. Dang it. Well, I'm gonna save up for stuff for my crossbow now is what I'm gonna do. In fact, maybe I should have saved my parts before for...
I hope they're still there.
For crossbow. Anyway, one complaint that a lot of people had with the game of Last of Us Part 2, which I very much get, is that Isaac didn't have that much of a presence in the game. Like, he has a lot of presence in terms of like environmental storytelling. He keeps on appearing in like all these notes and being mentioned and stuff like that. I can't come up with this or anything like that. So the game very much builds him up to be like a big bad. He's the head of the WLF. But in the game, if memory serves, he only appears in 2 cutscenes, I believe. The one that we already saw, and one that I think is on like Seattle Day 3 that ends things off. And I think that's it. He doesn't really have much presence. It's just kind of like, hey, here's the cutscene that introduces him. Hey, here's the cutscene that finishes all the stuff that we're doing with him. And it's like, okay, well, he wasn't really all that present in the plot. The 4th episode of Season 2 of The Last of Us actually has Isaac in it. It is to 2018, before the outbreak. It's 11 years before the event of the game. Yeah, there's no parts here. And we're actually following Fedra. That's something that I would have thought would have been intriguing to see a little bit of in this game as well, as if we had some more stuff delving into the past, like what was going on between Fedra and the WLF. So Fedra, to my understanding, with like my limited Last of Us lore knowledge, is that they were basically like the provisional government that came in after the outbreak. And from the notes that I've been reading and stuff like that in this game, since I wasn't really reading the notes when I was casually bum rushing through the story before, pieced together that the WLF didn't really like them. They were a kind of separate group there, and they were like, hey, screw these Fedra guys, we're gonna go our own way. Is what we're gonna do. And they kind of destroyed Fedra, and now the big war is between the WLF and the Seraphites, or the Scars as they call them. And so we actually see like 2018 a Fedra convoy, as these characters are kind of joking about things that the voters, they call them, were doing or saying. It was kind of hard to make out because I was chatting with my family at the time. After my dad pointed out that one of the main soldiers that was chatting looked suspiciously similar to Drake from Drake and Josh, and like, it's kind of hard to tell with the helmet, but it actually did very much look like him. I'm gonna have to look up later if it was that same actor, because now I am actually kind of curious. So we were chatting about that, and I didn't really get to hear what they were chatting about too much. But one of the soldiers asks why they call them voters, and the guy that we don't yet know is Isaac, who's like a Fedra soldier, comes up and is like, because we took away their ability to vote. Because, like, basically we're the ones in charge, like, they don't have any authority, they don't have any voting power, so we called them, like, voters to mock them, essentially. And the one soldier's like, oh shit. Pistol ammo. Do I, oh, look, I have a full mag! Oh, things are looking so nice and grounded here. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna step in there in a sec. There? And the soldier, they kind of stop laughing, and the one, like, gets super serious, like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. And then there's a bunch of people, like, approaching this armored vehicle, and Isaac there, who's clearly the head honcho of this Fedra van, is like, hey, I'm gonna go out there and talk to them alone. And the Fedra soldiers are like, what? You can't do that? What if the same thing as last time happens, or something or other? And Isaac's like, well, I don't really want this to be to escalate here. We gotta we gotta handle it this way, especially because I'm your superior, and, like, ultimately you have to follow your superiors or do as I say. So he's getting out of the armored van, and to that one soldier that seemed, like, very thrown off by the fact that people don't have voting power and that the soldiers are kind of mocking them, Isaac says, like, you, come with me, you might learn something. And Isaac steps out of the armored vehicle, that guy steps out, and they go up to this group, this one lady steps forward, and they introduce themselves, like, are you so-and-so, I forget what her name is. Are you Isaac? Yes. So Isaac turns to the armored vehicle, he shuts the doors on it, and I was like, alright, I know that that thing is about to friggin' explode. It does, the driver bails out, Isaac shoots him, and then, like, he shakes hands with the lady that he had just, was seemingly just meeting there, but had probably meeting in person for the first time, but had clearly known of one another. And the one soldier that they brought with him is just kind of like, oh shit, what do I do? Do I shoot Isaac? And Isaac turns to him like, alright, now you have a decision to make. And that's where it cuts, and, you know, comes in with the intro of, like, The Last of Us HBO show, and cuts to the present with Ellie and Dina. And that's kind of the before the events of the game story kind of stuff that builds up a little bit more backstory for Isaac that we didn't really have in the game. Like, it also shows kind of how Fedra once were the head honchos, but they were overthrown by the WLF, especially since we don't see, like, Fedra anymore in the modern day of Last of Us Part 2, so we see how, I guess, that they were thwarted a little bit from the inside by those that disagreed with their ways, like Isaac, that I didn't know that he was ex-Fedra. Maybe there's a note in the game somewhere that says it, and I just didn't notice it or wasn't paying enough attention or something like that. So I thought that that was kind of interesting, and it's like, okay, we can see kind of how, like, this group, the WLF, kind of took over, and, you know, opposed Fedra and stuff like that, and why Fedra isn't around, because a whole bunch of people from Fedra and people that were affected by Fedra were like, hey, let's go make our own organization, these guys suck. So I quite liked that opening flashback bit that gave a little bit more backstory to Isaac.
Don't come any closer. It's me. Sorry. How's she doing?
Is the top of Abby's hair glitching out for a sec? Oh my god! Okay, it's not quite Lego hair, like part 1, but oh, it stopped.
Where are you taking her? Come on. What are you doing? I'm giving her a chance.
Very grayscale today. Realized I was playing Paper Mario Color Splash there. Color's been drained.
Those scars?
I need whatever medical supplies you have. Put the phone down, it's okay. Alice, shut up!
Alice,
Put the
stop!
phone down!
What the...
Alice! Lev, lower the bow. It's okay. Abby, who are these kids? They saved my life. Can you take a look at her? Stay, Alice. This is Yara. What did this? A hammer. It wasn't me. Let's lay her down. Can you feel this? Yara. No. I was gonna clean it and try resetting. The bone's shattered. She has compartment syndrome. What does that mean? It means it has to come off. She's a soldier. You can't take her arm. We leave it, it'll turn gangrenous.
Just make it stop hurting. Please.
What do you need? Ideally, a saw, sutures, clamps, antibiotics. But we're far from ideal right now.
We have knives, fire. Cut and cauterize it.
She would die from infection. Make me a list. I'll go to the hospital, I'll get whatever you need. It'll take you all day to get there. I don't mind. It's not about you, Abby. She doesn't have a couple of days. What if I can get you there in 2 hours? The Wolf Hospital, right?
I kind of gasped for a
side?
second there. I noticed my mic was muted.
Oh.
The, not pillow,
Oak
but
Ridges.
blanket that she's resting her head on
High up.
didn't exist there. And it
How
popped
we
in like
get
a
around
couple
the
frames
flooding
after the
and
camera shot changed. Like
you
it was
people.
freaking Pokemon Legends Arceus for a second there. Didn't
Can't
do
you
it
wait
that
2
time.
hours? Probably, yeah. So make a list.
Wait. Are you serious? These bridges are used by scars.
They only send in small groups at a time. You heard that? Small groups.
This isn't a joke.
Love,
May she guide you.
may she protect you.
Abby. Abby.
Oh, what was that weird flash?
Hey,
What?
will you... Did you steal my keys?
Sorry.
Can I talk to you?
Talk?
Why are you doing this? Look, she just showed up.
Okay.
I don't think she knows about
I
last
don't-
night.
I don't care about last night.
Last night just
Oh,
got
I
age
do.
restricted earlier today. My channel, and rightfully so.
Which one?
Hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, the window's looking a little bit funky. I assume it switches the gameplay here. So if I turn the camera over, is the window still gonna be funky? Nope. No, it was just funky and weird in the cutscene. I guess because it was an actual window and it's probably just...
We were
Oh,
lucky.
no,
Mel
you can
was
still
here.
see through it here.
She's one of the best surgeons in Seattle.
Okay.
Mel.
Well,
What's his name? The man?
could be anything around here. Oh,
Mel.
probably not, but like...
And the dog's Alice.
I don't like dogs.
How do we get to the really tall buildings? The bridge is there.
Well, I
How the
do
head gets
most
out
of the
toward
time.
downtown.
I don't like Last of Us Part
Really
2 dogs.
tall buildings.
Specifically. That's my only
You gonna be able to
exception.
get us the rest of the way?
Wait a second.
The route
Oh
starts
no,
at
I
the
can
edge
do
of
that
the
too.
Russian
I was about
line.
to say, if I had to do that and
It's
I
there.
couldn't sneak through here, that'd be some pretty major fat
These
shaming.
bridges are really gonna get us over the rapids?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah, so if memory
Yes.
serves, Seattle Day 2 with Abby's
In
story
just a couple hours.
is basically
lying.
just an entire day
Okay.
of trekking out to gather medical supplies. And then in Seattle Day 2 with Ellie, where she's like, what was Abby doing here earlier today? What the heck, I just missed her. Where did she go? She was there because she was getting medical supplies for Yara, and then dips on out, and I think that's all of Seattle Day 2 with her, if memory serves. Of course, with complications along the way with that, but in terms of like actual plot stuff that happens, I'm pretty sure it's just that. So, time to go get some medical supplies. That's what we better do. Whee! We have a... Oh, I already have a brick. That one's cooler. Wink. Hopefully I didn't need to use that to solve a puzzle around here or something. Which one's easier to, like, quickly hit in a panic? 2, maybe? Maybe I should have this one on the end, like that? I don't know. I don't remember what I had it set as Ellie, but...
That's the building we need to get to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see it.
Okay.
What happens if we can't get the stuff your friend needs?
She'll have to try to do the surgery with what Owen has around. It's not... That wouldn't be good.
Do you think she'll make it?
We get the supplies. Yeah, she'll have a good shot.
Will there be anything else around here? I like the reflections and stuff when they don't bug out. But some other stuff to mention about episode 4. Whoa. We actually get 2 scenes with Isaac. Which is, you know, the same amount of scenes as in the entire game of The Last of Us Part 2. So episode 4, where, you know, if we're talking about equivalence with the game, Isaac wouldn't have even shown up at all yet. I'm pretty sure he doesn't show up at all until Abby's story. Episode 4, while we're still in Ellie's story, ooh, he comes up twice, the same amount as in, like, the Origin game, which is absurd that he only comes up that much in the game. Apart from, like, all the notes and stuff that he's in. Ooh, I'm pretty sure I only have one more hit to this, so it's tempting. But, like, again, when I don't have the option to do, like, a regular melee strike if I'm trying to preserve it and I just need to take out some grunts. Oh, it is a little tempting. I can't go wrong with a shiv in case I need to stealth take down a big dude or a clicker or something. But I do have a pickaxe. But then I'm just gonna end up, like, wasting it on some grunt guy and getting upset and, then, like... Here, safer option. If it seems like a section where I could really use it, like I'm stumped on the next level and so I'm checkpointed at the place where I have 1 durability of the pickaxe or whatever it's at. 2, I don't know what it's at. Then I can consider crafting that if I need to. I'll have some good materials for it anyway, so... Any snacks or anything? No? So, there's another scene with Isaac partway through the episode where we essentially get the equivalent of the torture sequence that we get when we first have Isaac introduced in the game, where Abby goes to meet up with him and... Be anything down there? Doesn't look like. And we see that he's torturing a Seraphite to get information out of them. We get that during Ellie's story this time. And it kind of builds up like a little bit of intrigue before it reveals that he's in the middle of like torturing, interrogating someone. Because it shows him in like a kitchen area. And he's talking about how he really admired this one like set of pots and pans. They're just like really high end. He'd really have loved to own one at some point in his life. And now it's kind of funny how the outbreak has allowed him to inadvertently own these and be able to play around with these pots and pans that he really enjoyed to try out some things. He would talk about how, like, he wasn't very good with the ladies, so he'd cook for them, and he would express himself that way, and how he enjoyed cooking and such. And, like, he puts one of the pans on the burner, and I was like, okay, this is totally gonna, like, cut over to, like, a Seraphite chained up on the other side of the room that he's gonna, like, touch his burning pan to. And I was right on the money about that. This is, like, the only thing that I could craft with that. One would go to waste, then. The thing that gives me extra capacity of pipe bombs was... Yeah, all the way down there. Like, is it worth it to craft one? Like... Oh, stuff goes to waste. Whatever. Guess that just means that I have a shit ton of resource on grounded, so I can't complain too much. That means that my resources are in an extremely strong place, right? But yeah, so it kind of, at first I was like, is this gonna be like some sort of safe code? It builds up a little bit of intrigue, because it's like, okay, who is he talking to? What's the context here? And then there's the reveal of, like, kind of almost psychopathic behavior where he's handling things like super casually as he's getting ready to commit like the most gruesome horrors and stuff. And it completely recontextualizes the whole scene when you see that, as it's like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here. And through the interrogation of the Seraphite, we get a lot of this back and forth kind of well, you guys are at fault. No, you guys are at fault. No, you guys are at fault a little bit earlier on in the story. We don't really see that in Ellie's story in terms of the WLF and the Seraphites. We more so start hearing that during Abby's story, where it's like, hey, why are those guys coming and screwing us up? Well, like, it's because we took out those kids of theirs. Well, that's only because I took out some kids of ours. And, like, all this back and forth with, like, hey, you attacked us and did this. Hey, you attacked us and did this. Hey, you broke the truce by doing this. Hey, you broke the truce by doing this. And just kind of like a he said, she said thing. We get a little bit of that between, like, the Seraphite and Isaac in the scene there, where Isaac is like, hey, what the heck? Why did you kill our guys there? And the Seraphite is like, well, this is just because you killed our guys. And Isaac's like, well, that's because you literally teach your children to shoot our guys. Well, that's because, like, you guys keep on shooting our guys. Well, that's just because you broke the truce by doing this. Well, that's just because you broke the truce by doing this. So we get a little bit of that back and forth between the Seraphite and Isaac getting, like, pretty pissed off at that. Whoever turns up, I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're wolves or Seraphites or whatever the fuck. Just save me, please. Save me. I'll do whatever you want. I'll cut my face. I'll shoot up some Fedras. Shit, who gives a fuck? I can't die here. I don't want to die here. Please help, please help. They're gonna find me. They're gonna rip me apart. Wait, read. So we get a little bit of that back and forth to better understand the Seraphite WLF conflict during Ellie's story, as opposed to just like, hey, you're going after the WLF. Hey, the Seraphites seem to be a faction that they're fighting against, and you don't really know much more than that. So this whole cycle of someone's got to break the chain somewhere comes up a lot more in Ellie's story already with those Seraphites and Isaac and stuff there.
Watch the glass.
And you very much see the Seraphite's determination to be, did I come in here before? I guess not. Ooh, that was the person that wrote that note. Determination to be, like, protecting their own and stuff like that, as Isaac's like, hey, tell me this information of where the, hey, there's some parts, I can upgrade that crossbow next time. To not be giving in to Isaac and, you know, keep that information close to their chest and all that. Because when the Seraphite doesn't tell Isaac the information he wants first, he's like, all right, well, hold out your hand, and then burns that hand with a pan. But then after, the Seraphite is like, yeah, you guys suck. You guys keep doing this stuff to us. I'm not telling you anything. Isaac's like, well, I'm gonna keep on burning every part of your body until you tell me what I want to know. So as he's, like, getting the pan off of the burner again, he turns to see that the Seraphite is already holding out, like, his other hand. Like, go ahead, do it. I don't care, kind of thing. So then Isaac is like, well, crap, this isn't gonna get me anywhere, and just shoots him. And then the, you see the WLF soldiers on the other side of the door that are like, good, got what he deserved. And, like, the soldier that says that, I believe is this, it was kind of hard to tell, but I believe is the same soldier from, like, the beginning part of the episode that Isaac is like, well, now you have a choice, seemingly, to, like, come with Isaac or go against him and, like, die in the process. So I guess if it is that soldier, I'm gonna have to rewatch and see if it actually is that same soldier. Clearly bought into Isaac's ideology and all that. So these are things that we didn't get during Ellie's story in the original game here, and it very much does a lot in terms of building up the conflict between these two sides. You find out about, like, the Seraphite's beliefs a decent bit as Isaac's talking to the Seraphite about, like, hey, you know, some of you guys realize that the person that you're worshiping was, like, a real person that existed and died, like, a while back, and, you know, isn't, like, a real godlike being. And the Seraphite that he's interrogating is, like, heretics, referring to, like, the ones that don't think that she's, like, an omnipotent, ever-existing being kind of thing. So you do kind of get a little bit of a glimpse into their beliefs as Isaac's kind of pressing them on that. More PlayStations. Tabletop games, it looks like.
How long have you two been on the run for?
2
Extended
days.
spells and treasures.
Where were you headed?
I don't know. Just away.
So you're gonna tell me the real reason why they're after you now?
I did.
They want to kill a little boy because he shaved his head.
I wasn't allowed. It's a rule. I broke it.
Jeez. So why'd you do it?
Well, I think there's a safe somewhere around here.
Pretty punk rock of you.
Punk rock?
I get the impression you don't follow most rules.
Did you start squinting your eyes when I started flashing with the
so.
flashlight? Yeah, there's a safe here. Ooh, give me that rag. I will take that. So yeah, with episode 4 of the show, it has already done a lot to establish the WLF Seraphite conflict. And kind of who Isaac is in his nature, that he's not afraid to resort to dirty tricks and to get what he wants, and that there's no mercy for those that he disagrees with and stuff like that, and, you know, is very brutal in nature. And that's something that we never really get in Ellie's story. Like, we get, like, the notes and stuff like that obviously you couldn't really do in, like, a TV show format without it being boring as hell. So maybe they felt like they needed to do, like, actual proper scenes with him out of necessity. But it is feeling nice when, again, I'm pretty sure there was, like, I'll find out as I keep on playing this if, like, oh, false memories, I'm wrong about this. But I'm pretty sure there's only 2 cutscenes in the game with Isaac. So if we're actually getting a bit more with him, especially when he was built up to be, like, such a head honcho important figure slash villain kind of character. And then, like, surprise, 2 cutscenes and then that's it. And he just becomes, like, kind of a forgettable side character and that's it. If the show actually does more with him, then great. The girl next door, we're Sam and James. We live in 302. Didn't know anyone else was still here. We're not scary, we swear. Leaving behind a freshly baked treat, Sam. Yeah, I remember this is one of the ones I saw casually playing through because you can't really miss it unless you purposefully run past it. I think I tried to get the safe. Thanks for the cornbread. My mom told me to give you this bottle of vodka. Hope it's a good kind. Why didn't you guys get on the bus with everyone else? My name's Julia. My mom's name is Heidi. Julia. Where did you find this vodka? This is legit. We stuck around because we heard some horror stories about the temp apartments. People left to police themselves, letting them rob and kill each other. I'd rather take our chances here. Let us know if you or your mom need anything. Sam. Thanks again. I'm gonna look for more cornbread mix while I'm out. That was a game changer. Sweet of you guys to offer to help with my mom. I could really use the hand. Gonna go out scavenging now, but back tonight. Just knock, Julia. Scars saw James cooking on the roof. Shot him. I killed 2, but 1 got away. Leaving our door unlocked and some supplies in our safe. Combo is our apartment number, then your apartment number. Take everything and get out of here, Sam. Can't leave my mom behind. Gonna barricade our door and hope for the best. Your stuff's still in the safe. My aim's shit. If they get in, we're just gonna put our hands up. Yeah. Our apartment number followed by your apartment number. So it's 301 and then, or it's 302. And then I think that I had guessed 301. And, like, I was wrong, and that this stumped me for a little bit, if memory serves. We'll see here. Let's see if I can actually be, like, a smart Vidya Jamer this time around. Nice. Don't know what that's from. Probably something made up rather than, like, an actual existing IP, unless they were trying to reference something, because I know that there are some other game references in this game, but whatever it is, the arts are pretty cool. See, that looks like it was added on after the fact. Pretty cool art, though. I approve, as someone that clearly enjoys putting posters up. Okay, let's see here. What have we got in here? Ooh, I'm gonna trip out later. No shower bricks? Man, what the hell do people use in the shower? Soap? What happened to good old-fashioned Last of Us Part 1, wash yourself off with a brick like everyone seemed to do? Yeah, so I thought 301, 302. Our wood. Is that a, hint about which one it actually is? J. Kennedy? Oh, like Julia Kennedy? Maybe that's why I was wrong with, like, the, or 302, 301. Not 301, 302. So it'd be 302, 304. Is what it is. But I thought that it was, I was about to say I thought that it was that one because it's one that you could get into, but nope, you can't get into any other ones. So it should well be 302, 304, right? If this doesn't, okay. 302, 23, sorry. I'm also noticing how you can hear like a little bit of a sound when it's the right thing. 304. Yeah. Maybe I should just start using the sounds. I'd heard recently that the sound was a little bit different if it's the right thing. I'm noticing just how drastically different it is there that I probably would never need to actually puzzle solve. Is everything loaded up and stuff? I don't know how big a magazine on this one is. Okay, well, as if I'm ever gonna use, like, the whole magazine at once, but hey. Here, let's go ahead and, like... Sure, if I need a panic option, that's like that. This can only hold one at a time, I'm pretty sure. This is probably all loaded up. I have the one incendiary bullet, and that's it. Come on. Go back to the, whoops. What have I done? What have I done? I like that, I think. Sure, I have lots of rounds for this right now. I'll have my panic option be the one that's silenced when I know that I'm in, like, a segment where I need to sneak through. But for now, I can have this be my panic option. Probably unlock the ability to craft bullets with it soon enough. I guess I'll look at my upgrade branches and decide what the heck I'm doing anyway. Saw a flash and thought I might get a thing there. There's another brick. Nothing. No barbecue here. Ooh. No, none of that is a material I can pick up. There's a bottle, but I don't need that.